Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Self-Care Punk channel. Welcome back to those that are part of the community and welcome to those that are new. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I make new content. Thanks so much for being here. It means a lot to me. Today's video, we're going to talk all about what the hell Hermit Mode is. What does that even mean? What is creating a hermit experience like? Like what is... what benefits it's gonna bring you, how you can go about it, how you can tell your friends and family that you're gonna do Hermit Mode. And Hermit Mode basically being you are going to dedicate a specific time period to purely yourself for the purpose of disconnecting, resetting, detoxing from the world, and really going within and doing quote unquote like inner work, self-reflection, all for the purposes of growth and identifying things that you want to change and evolve. And so it's a really powerful commitment to yourself. It can be challenging, but the more you do it periodically throughout your life, you actually will start to crave it. I personally am an extrovert, but throughout COVID, and I do live alone and I'm very grateful to, but it came with its own challenges. Like, I'm very extroverted and I used to be at the office a lot and it's very social. And then I would go out after work and whatnot. Being alone like all day long for months at a time was really challenging for me at first, but now I love it. And I found it to be, looking back, quite a gift to be able to learn to be alone, to love it, to crave it, and to really embrace it. And I never was afraid of it, but some people are, because it can be extremely uncomfortable for a lot of people when they don't have a lot of things to distract them, because then their mind starts to cause a lot of what makes being alone uncomfortable. So, getting into talking about Hermit Mode. So Hermit Mode that's what I call it. You can call it self-isolation, you can call it going within, you can call it focusing on myself. And the topic of this video I thought about it, it's probably in my master list of things I want to talk about, but a friend and I were texting last night, or yesterday, and they were talking about how they want to prioritize themselves right now. I asked, and you know who you are. I'm not going to say who you are, but you know who you are. Much love. I was like, hey, did you delete your Instagram? And they're like, I forgot. I don't know. I was going to send them something. And they were like, oh, yeah, like I deactivated it temporarily. Like I just need to detach. It's become a lot for me. And I just want to focus on myself, and I fucking love that. It got me super excited for them, and I'm really proud of them. Super proud of you. So I wanted to kind of include this on the channel because it's actually a really powerful way to truly invest in yourself. And that is like, investing in yourself has the highest, best ROI, return on investment, you could possibly have on any kind of activity. So my version of Hermit Mode is going to be different from yours. It's going to be different from the other channel that you follow. It's going to be different from the other psychologists you follow, the other people. I'm not a psychologist, but you get what I mean. The other people. It's going to be different for everyone. And the important thing is you need to find what works for you. I personally will have feelings and opinions about what works and what doesn't work. So that's what I'm going to provide here as well. Take it for what it is. So for me, Hermit Mode means you are going to go to work. You're going to do work. Obviously, hopefully you have a job. If not, I hope you find one. You basically going to dedicate for me, start with a week. So basically you're going to commit to a time period where all you're going to do is work and then do you. And you're not going to get involved in anything. You are going to stay off social media as much as possible. Ideally, my friend deactivated it. I just like deactivated the app. I just like deleted the app. And you basically decide that you're going to cut yourself off from the world. You don't have to go move to the top of a mountain anymore. Think of it as like the modern form of a monk. Temporarily, you're taking like a little mental monk-like vacation. You can still go out and about in the world. You can still go walk around your neighborhood. But the goal is you want to isolate yourself from outside influences so that you can have a pure, unadulterated, personal experience for an extended period of time. This allows for yourself to reset, to return to your body, to get in touch with your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions, your present self, your current life, your situation. To me, hermit meaning like you're going to become a hermit. You're going to disappear for a bit. And you'll know when you're ready to come out of hermit mode. If you feel like setting a time limit, like 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever, that's great. I went through hermit mode for probably 6 months, if not a year. Like, no joke. Like, this was in the early stages of what I consider my dark night of the soul, my like second coming, what I consider like the death of my former self and the rebirth and nurturing and growing and getting to know the new me, quote unquote. So for me, hermit mode, social media, get off social, not allowed. And again, you can do whatever you want to do. For me, if I'm going to commit to something, I want it to be effective. So I tend to do things like pretty hardcore, like because I want to make the time worth doing it. I don't like half-assing things. So that's me, but be kind to yourself. If you really want to check Instagram like halfway into the week, do it. My opinion is just stay off of news, stay away from negativity, and only connect with the people that you really, really are like your high vibe crew, and like just check in and say, hey, what's up? Or look at some funny stuff, you know, and feed your soul. Stay away from negativity. So stay off of social media of all kinds. Nothing. Don't post it. Don't consume it. You can still take photos of your life for yourself with the potential of posting them later. But what you'll find is that you actually just stop taking photos of stuff because it doesn't matter. You're actually, when you pull out your phone and take a picture of the pretty sunset, is you are removing yourself from the present moment, and you are now just like being a photographer, right? Which is fine. But what I tried to do for a period is like just stop, keep the phone in the car, keep the phone in your pocket. You're not talking to anyone right now anyways. Who the fuck needs to know where you are? Like, why do you need your phone? Pretend like, you know, I grew up when phones were attached to the wall. Like, I was born in 87. Like, I don't need my phone, but we've become so addicted to it. Like, if I like need it for some reason, I will ask someone for a phone to call 911. I don't know. I don't need your phone. Leave your phone away. What the fuck? Sorry, tangent. Okay, so get off social media. Tell your friends that you're going hermit mode. I had a friend who said they were going hermit mode, and then they were telling me how much they were talking to their sisters and all this stuff like all the time, and I was like, that's not hermit mode. No, that's not hermit mode. I'm sorry. Hermit mode means you say, hey, I'm going off the grid for like a month. XOXO, I'm fine. I just need some time alone to get back in touch with myself. If you're really close with your family, like I'm close with my family, but not really. Like we don't talk all the time. Like me going off the grid for 3 months is not abnormal for them. So it's like, and you can still talk to them. It's like not a big deal, but you basically want to avoid a lot of intense social interaction. You want to avoid doing things that you don't want to. You want basically only want to do what you want to do. Spend a lot of time at home. Go out in nature as much as possible. Go on hikes. Go to the beach. Go to the lake, wherever you live. Go out into the beautiful desert. So wherever you live, go where beauty is. If you're in a really big city, go and walk around to your most favorite beautiful spaces, or channel spontaneity and go somewhere that you've wanted to go to that you think is beautiful, that you've seen online, or that you know from conversation that it's beautiful. You then, you basically just, that's pretty much it. Like you'll go to work. I'm still working from home, and I was at the time of when I did my hardcore hermit mode. But if you've never done hermit mode before, you'll just start it, and like that's your plan. I would say try for at least, start with a week. I would say take it week by week with the goal of getting to a month. I really don't think a week's going to do much for you. You're going to feel refreshed. But if you're really looking for introspection and for becoming like self-awareness, fostering consciousness, a week is like scratching the surface of hermit mode. Most people go hermit mode for months and months at a time. And if that's you, you're going to know that's you. Like if you already know that that's too much for you, then that you're not ready for it. But But for people like me, I was like, fuck the world. I'm focusing on myself, and that's it, period. I have no interest in anything other than myself, and that is not selfish. That is the purest form of self-care, because when you know you're at a point where your life is falling apart, or you recognize that you're unhappy with your life, pull the fucking emergency brake and take the goddamn wheel. You got no time to waste. Life is this short. Don't listen to anyone else and just be like, like, period. You're literally just gonna put on, like, you're gonna put on your what do you call it? Like your earplugs, your whatever, your sound canceling headphones, and you're gonna be like, it's time to take care of myself. And that's really what Hermit Mode's all about. And so then you start just doing things that you really love. And if you haven't heard of things like like inner child work, do things that you haven't done in a while. Do things that you've had on your to-do list, not your to-do list, but your want to-do list for ages. Go to that museum you've always wanted to go to. Watch that movie that you've had waiting on your queue forever. Also watch things like, so relating to like inner child, your inner child still exists in your mind. He or she or they are still inside. And they still love the things that they loved when you were a child. So it is actually really fun to watch movies and TV shows or read books that you loved when you were a child. Or there's actually, and I'm a big believer in it, it's where you have multiple selves. So you have your inner, basically it's like your past self. The inner 5-year-old in you still lives within your mind and your body. Your inner 12-year-old still lives within you. Your inner 16-year-old still lives within you. Your inner 25-year-old, whatever age, they all are active in your mind. And so it is really fun and really healing and really grounding to watch things like DuckTales, or I loved Gargoyles growing, like, loved it. Or like watching, I watched like Batman and Robin, which everyone hates on that movie, but I think it's one of the best ones. And Poison Ivy, you cannot tell me like that she's anything but a goddess in that film. And it's fun. It's supposed to be campy. So I watched that. I haven't watched it in literally years. It brought me so much joy. I watched Will and Grace, which I used to watch so much growing up. It was like my first depiction of like, so obviously like a caricature. It's volume turned up. It's a sitcom, but was my first glimpse into like big city life, like a successful gay man and, you know, his friends. So I watched that. I haven't watched it forever. Like, I read some books that I haven't read in forever. I read some books that I sort of read in high school but didn't. And then, or like playing video games you haven't played since you were a kid. So that's part of like Hermit Mode, is getting in touch with yourself. The other big thing about Hermit Mode is spending time, obviously alone, but like in silence, for self-reflection. I'm going to link up in the video, or in the video as well as in the description box, a video about how to set the space for self-reflection. So like, how do you set up your vibe so that you can do self-reflection successfully? Things like self-reflection can be just sitting and staring at the ceiling and seeing what comes to mind and kind of taking that mental journey, thinking about the past, thinking about the present, thinking about what you want, like fantasizing about the future. If you don't like the present, you got to fantasize about what you want, because what you want is inside of you. It is going to come out, not all at once. It's going to come out in pieces. But over time, you have to do this all the time. Like, so for example, dedicate every single night to doing something. Like Tuesday night, listen to music all night. Listen to music. I'm hugely into music. Like, I don't know why, but like, I hadn't listened to I'm wearing an let's see. I'm wearing an AFI shirt. And I hadn't listened to them in so long, and I don't know why. I think personally their style changed quite a bit, and I just stopped listening to them. But still love them, no shade. I'm actually going to their concert in LA in March, so super excited. Anywho, I started listening to a shit ton of music that I hadn't listened to in a long time. And I think music is a powerful, powerful, powerful way to connect with your former selves. And what it does is it then puts you in this mind frame, and it allows your subconscious, that period of your life, to come out. And a lot of what Hermit Mode is about is processing past experiences, processing emotions, thinking about things as your current self, about issues or things that happened to you in the past that you kind of are able to reflect on and just have a different perspective about, and also to feel, if it is something negative, for example, to feel better and know that you did the best you could. That's another tactic, which is, whole other video, but that's a really powerful experience, as well as just listening to things that are very calming, and essentially and so other things that, listening to things that are really calming, it gets you into a good headspace, journaling, investing in like just old school like notebooks, like school notebooks. I started buying these because they're cheaper because I started writing a lot. But I also have these really cool, they look like leather journals. It's over there, so I won't get it. But got them from Amazon. They were pretty cheap, and they come in 2-packs. And those are that's like my journal. And you just start journaling. But you can journal with topics. You can write a question. You can just freestyle journal and write, just let it flow and see what comes out. It's a really phenomenal way to get stuff out of your head that is just chilling up there and taking up space. So there's a million other things that I can tell you what to do in Hermit Mode, but the biggest thing that I want to tell you about in this video is what is Hermit Mode, how do you go about it. People are going to try and encroach in your space. The biggest thing is telling the people that you talk to most often that you're going to do it. And if you don't tell them, that's fine. You don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. It doesn't matter. It's your life. But let's say if someone texts you and they're like, "Why are you ignoring me?" Hopefully you don't have people like that in your life. Or maybe someone more caring will say, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you doing okay?" Don't ignore them. It's okay. Respond and say, "Hey, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm taking the month off to do some self-reflection or to recharge or to detox from the world or to disconnect or recenter myself," or whatever you feel comfortable saying. And then you say, "I will reach out," or I'll be back online in the world next month or next week or whatever you're doing. And you can also set a boundary in there, and you'd be like, "Everything's fine. I'm not going to be responding to text messages though," and that should give them a sign that they shouldn't text you until you text them. So there will be people though that are like, what is this? Like, okay, like, are they offended or whatever. Anytime that you choose yourself, there will be people who it starts to ruffle feathers, and those are the first people that you should not have in your life. Part of self-reflection and introspection and hermit mode is recognizing and weeding out the energies and things and people and events and activities that you don't want in your life and that are not good for you and are probably the reasons that you're unhappy with your life, because they're not aligned with what you actually really want out of your life. So hermit mode's amazing. It's not easy. It's going to feel uncomfortable if you're not used to spending time alone. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Know that that's okay and that's normal. You will actually grow into enjoying it. There will be moments where you'll feel triggered by your own presence. You'll get frustrated. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster, but it's about like just being there for it, not ignoring it, letting it come and pass through you and moving on from it. That's the biggest form of healing, is letting and allowing the emotions to come, but knowing that they're visitors and that they gotta go. And this could bring up a lot of emotions and a lot of memories and a lot of events and just a ton of stuff that you have not thought about in a very long time because you've been suppressing it. And that's what the journal is for, is to really start keeping track of things and experiences and ways of your current living situation that you're just really not happy with, so that you can eventually start reflecting on what you want to change. So a lot of hermit mode is about self-discovery. It's not necessarily about fixing things right away or in this like current moment. It's about discovering yourself and becoming aware of why you do things, how your current life is set up the way it is, how it got that way, as well as looking back on things and starting to think about them in a new way. But in general, like hermit mode will be different for everyone, and it's going to reveal things that are very personal to you. Not everyone, every hermit mode is different, and you'll know when you need it. Some signs that I like to look for when I need a hermit mode or a disconnect is when I start to feel really tired all the time, I'm not motivated, I feel subtly like more easily irritated, um, impatient, restless, like I take too many naps, or like nothing in the world like looks interesting. Basically, like drained. I then I'm like, oh, I need a good old hermit mode, and I'll go full hermit mode for usually a couple weeks. Sometimes I'll stay on social, sometimes I won't. What's nice about my brand channel is I follow mostly wellness and self-help accounts. So what I'll just do is I'll take a break from my personal channel, which has all my awesome friends, but I also follow like those meme accounts and just a lot of pop culture, which it's not always positive. And I follow like some news outlets, which is rarely positive. So I then just go on my brand account and just kind of consume self-help, positive, really nice like content, which I highly recommend. You can create another Instagram. It doesn't have to be a brand one, but you could create a second Instagram that you only follow positive, uplifting content, and you'll see how much of a difference that makes in your life. And yeah, so I would definitely recommend. You'll know if you're ready for hermit mode. It's not for everyone, but well, I think it is for everyone. You just got to be like ready to commit to it and know what you're getting yourself into. And my biggest thing, guys, is just commit to it. Seriously, if you're gonna do it for a month, don't waste it. Like, don't like half-ass it. I think it's so powerful. It's really not. It is powerful to reclaim yourself, to reclaim your power, to reclaim your energy, your independence, your sovereignty, and do you. And it's not going to just be a month. Once hermit mode is over and what you feel, whether the time is up or you feel like you're ready to come out of hermit mode, it's not something that just ends. You take all of that beautiful independence that you have acquired and you take that into your daily life as you connect with people and with the world. Comment below what you think of hermit mode if you've done it before. Comment below if you are planning on doing hermit mode, and what you maybe are hoping to get out of it. And share some love and like this video. I really appreciate you being here if you've watched this whole time. It really helps this channel get in front of people's eyes that would really benefit from this content. And subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when I post new content. And thanks so much. Good luck in hermit mode. I wish you the best and take care. Bye.